of you wonderful devotees who have been continuing to do this program on a very regular basis. So please accept my humble obeisances to all the devotees from Bangalore, from all who are attending the throwback session on a regular basis. I'm very happy to be here today. An insignificant servant of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. I wanted to cover a few topics. Now, in the introduction, Prabhu gave a background to say, it's very tough to preach here and it's very easy to preach in India. On the contrary, many times I tell people that people have a lot of time in this part of the world. They don't have their near and dear ones who are by their side, and they have to be obligated to go and visit them for this marriage and that festival and this birth anniversary and that death anniversary. So people are just their family. They're looking for more association. They have some time. Distances are not too much. So the atmosphere is better in a way. So that becomes more, I would say, congenial for people to look for association. And so sometimes it's easier. Yes, we need to be careful about the do's and don'ts and how we progress. We can't openly do things as we could possibly do in India. But where there's restriction many times, there are newer ways by which you can operate and things can flourish better. When there's no restriction, sometimes it is taken for granted. When there are restrictions, people, work towards a particular goal. So anyway, sorry, I've just started off straight away, but is my volume okay? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriyo Vancha Kalpatubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nama Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Namine Namaha Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaura Kata Damadaya Nagra Gramatarine Nama Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Tucharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Destarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Giram Yat Kripatam Hamande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madram Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Okay, so Hare Krishna to all of you. I know it's, maybe I would leave the last 10-15 minutes for some question answers, but I thought I've just made an outline of what I wanted to speak. And while I wanted to jump upon what we do here in GCC, which means the Gulf Cooperation Council, it's not Middle East, which includes countries like UAE, out of which Dubai is one of the Emirates, of the 7 states. It includes Oman, which is Muscat, which includes Qatar, Saudi, Bahrain, Kuwait, etc. That these are called the GCC countries. I thought I'll just give a quick background and then get to that. Number one, we're all so fortunate to be under the shelter of our very merciful Guru Maharaj. We have known that Guru Maharaj at the very young age of 17, 18 moved to India. At a very young age, he took sannyas. He built the headquarters of Iskcon on the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj practically was focused in Sridham Mayapur until the presence of Srila Prabhupada, personal presence of Srila Prabhupada in this planet. And only after that, somewhere by the end of 70s, Guru Maharaj started to actually travel and move places around the world. While I correct myself, even while Srila Prabhupada was there, Guru Maharaj started to visit Bangladesh. And maybe he has visited a few of the neighboring places, but Bangladesh was one area that he was regularly visiting. And in fact, Srila Prabhupada used to give him donations to go and serve Bangladesh. And it is very unfortunate for those in Bangladesh that Srila Prabhupada never went to Bangladesh. He organized such a huge movement there through the wonderful, able hands of Guru Maharaj. Of course, Guru Maharaj was supported by various others, including some senior gurus like Bhakti Charu Maharaj, and I know Bhakti Vikas Maharaj was there, maybe Throwback Maharaj and others have visited. But largely, it's Guru Maharaj who worked on that particular area. So, just to bring in perspective the fact that Guru Maharaj was zoomed in, focused on his Guru Datta Desh, that is Sridham Mayapur, where Srila Prabhupada transplanted him from the West and asked Guru Maharaj to build the headquarters of Iskcon in Sridham Mayapur, along with his owners in the past, Achyutananda Prabhu now, and was then ably helped also by Bhavananda Prabhu, etc. in the past. But Guru Maharaj is somebody who stayed from the beginning till, and continues to serve Sridham Mayapur very wonderfully. GCC, as I was talking to you about GCC, there's an area that Srila Prabhupada was also interested in. Srila Prabhupada never touched the soil of GCC. He passed through Egypt. He went to Iran. His ship paused at the Strait of Hormuz in Egypt and Ismailia around there. And then Srila Prabhupada did visit Iran, but he never came to any of the countries in GCC. But Srila Prabhupada's disciples were tasked to come in here. And I know Harikesh Swami then used to visit here. There were a few others. And also for many of you who may know, Bhagavatam Prabhu was also sent by Srila Prabhupada to build the Hyderabad temple, to come out and make members here and collect for building the Hyderabad temple. And all this was while Srila Prabhupada was there. I'm talking of 75, 76. So there were some presence in the region of devotees who had come, but there were some difficulties that they had. So they had come and gone, and devotees in the enthusiasm came, collected. They wanted to do something special in Egypt. They collected money for it. And when they went there, somebody cheated them out in Egypt and they couldn't show their face back to most of the people who had donated here in this part of the world. Having said that, almost in quite a bit, say late 70s, early 80s, there were devotees who used to be coming from London. They used to have, Srila Prabhupada had the wonderful life membership programs. So devotees used to come making life members. In the olden days, the life members used to get something called passports. They were not getting life membership card. They were getting passports. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because my father also became a life member while in Dubai. My father had moved in here, and I'll come to that. But he also became a life member in Dubai, and we got passports. But later, when we became devotees and we started connecting on and coming here, and as I was starting to take the leadership position here, most of the life members who were made by London kept complaining to me to say, oh, my passport is expiring. A life membership card never expires, but passport expires. So all we did was make a stamp to say, this passport is valid for life, and I will sign it and give it. And so that was the life membership passport that used to come ahead. But Srila Prabhupada's, everything that Srila Prabhupada has done is so wonderful. Srila Prabhupada established this life membership program so that those who want to contribute can feel connected to the moment. They may not be philosophically aligned. They may not be able to do seva, but yes, definitely they're giving their hard-earned money to Krishna somehow or the other. So that's how Srila Prabhupada instituted the life membership program for India. And then it started to move around the world. And as I said, from UK, devotees were coming here to make life members on a very, very regular basis. That's what was happening in GCC. My parents had moved in here in late 70s. And I had also moved in 79 to be in Oman for a few years, and then came into Dubai. We were very closely associated with the temples, good brahmanas, no habits, a lot of aptitude for shlokas, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, etc. But the real aptitude for all of this came when we went to somebody's house and we saw Srila Prabhupada's book, the Bhagavad Gita there. It'll look like I'm talking about myself and my family here, but I think it'll just give you a background, and you can say that practically everybody who's coming through this part of the world has come in somehow or the other been touched by various devotees and then joined the movement and definitely been touched and wonderfully polished by Guru Maharaj. And that's why I'm just elaborating on that for a few minutes. I see a lot of known faces there, I'm sure. And thank you very much for all of you for being here. Yes. So we went to one house, and in that house, we saw Bhagavad Gita as it is. It was so nice that we took that book, we said we'll read it and give it back. We never gave it back, and that's probably what made us devotees. So, ena kena prakarena mana Krishna Veshya. By hook or crook, catch hold of a Bhagavad Gita. By hook or crook, catch on to Krishna consciousness. Even if you have to steal, please do. So, this was the first touch. And then definitely as we were here, my parents, my whole family as we were here, we used to be visiting the Srinathji temple, and that's where we met, right at the doorstep of Srinathji temple. We met Jalakar Das, one of Srila Prabhupada's devotees. And Jalakar Prabhu was making life members. Him and his wife had come over. We became life members. Life member meant in those days giving $700, $800, and that was big money for us also as a family at that particular stage. But then the reason why I'm talking of life membership is when you give your hard-earned money to Krishna, Krishna is Achyuta, he catches hold of you. So even a small, you just make one step. Srila Prabhupada's movement takes over. Krishna takes you over. We just have to make that one step. That one step can be to attend a program, to buy a book, to host a devotee, to visit one Damodardesh. Somehow, you just, most of the people in the past, if you see in Srila Prabhupada's movement, how did they come? They were just given a book on the street, which they might not have even read for years after getting the book. But that book hooked them to become devotees. Similarly, somehow or the other, our responsibility and how Guru Maharaj is spreading through the Bhakti Vriksha to Damodardesh is just to make that visibility of devotees to the non-devotees, so that when they see somehow or the other, they say, the Shastras also say, Darshana Pavitra Koro, e tumharo gaun. Just by darshana of devotees, when somebody sees somebody wearing a tilak, when somebody sees somebody wearing a kantimala, wearing a japamala, impressions are created right away. I'm not saying that we are great devotees that they see and become devotees, but impressions start getting made on the others. And I think all of this was enabled very beautifully. So coming back to the story, yes, we became life members. We helped making many more life members. But then the family went back to India in 84 after becoming a life member. Because we had paid money to become a life member, when we went to India, we were hankering to visit the local temple. And we visited the local temple. And the first day we visited the local temple in Chennai, the devotees there said, "Oh, we have a whole set of Srimad Bhagavatam. Do you have it?" Never had it. And so my father said, I've come in an auto rickshaw. I don't even have a vehicle. Devotee said, "Don't worry, we'll drop you home with our car. Just take the Bhagavatam set." So the Bhagavatam set landed in our house. My father had left his job and moved into India. Resources were limited. It was a recession period when he had quit here and gone back. And almost immediately after his going back, when he went to the temple, and the first day he goes to the temple, comes back with so much of Srimad Bhagavatam and books, my grandmother said, "Oh, you're bringing so much Saraswati here. Lakshmi will not remain." All sorts of odd thoughts that come in. But the fact is that Srimad Bhagavatam had entered our lives. You pay your hard-earned money to Krishna, you have a Bhagavad Gita, steal it or whatever you do, you have a Japamala, you buy Srimad Bhagavatam, you associate with devotees. That's it. You're hooked and caught on for life. I remember at one time, later, as we were in Chennai, Ganga Prabhu and Kaunteya Prabhu came to my father and he said, "You have two sons. Why don't you give one of them to Krishna Why don't they become a full-time devotee and be with us? My father said, I think they're going to be with me, but I know that they will serve Srila Prabhupada's movement through their life. So anyway, that was his desire at that time, and it continues to be like that. There are different people who engage in different ways. Now, coming back to the scene, the few years that we spent in Chennai was very useful because we had become life members here. It enabled us to go and visit the temples regularly, enthused us to be there and be connected, and we were blessed by the association of Ganga Prabhu, his own Bhanu Swami Maharaj, Guru Maharaj for sure. So often he used to be coming into Chennai and Bangalore in those days that, whenever he came, we started having association, and that is, I'm talking about between 84 going on until 88, 89. And we had visited Sridhar Mayapur. Guru Maharaj had inspired us to visit Sridhar Mayapur. I have to just briefly tell you about the first meeting that we and our family had with Guru Maharaj. I was studying for my CA exams, sitting at home. My brother and sister studying close to Mylapore, and there's a very, very beautiful temple called Parthasarathi temple there, very ancient temple. And Guru Maharaj is addressing at the Parthasarathi temple. My father just happened to be there at Parthasarathi temple because we were somehow associated with Iskcon. Then we visited, and my father met. My father spoke to Guru Maharaj briefly in the Pandal program, and then he came back running home. He said, Shiv Kumar, you have to come. I was studying for my exam. He said, you have to come to meet this personality that I'm so impressed with. Please come along. It was 9 in the night. He took me all alone on a scooter because the rest of the family had seen Guru Maharaj. And we went there to Kilpak, Iskcon, Kilpak, very small house, rented house. And my father has a way of barging into anybody's office. So he just goes. And then there's a room where, there's a whole bunch of devotees sitting. And that room I can still vividly remember. I keep telling this again and again. Maybe you've heard it. Complete white cloth on the floors, cushions all white. And the people sitting there all saffron clad. Guru Maharaj, Bhanu Maharaj, Bhakti Vijayanandan Swami, this Swami, that Swami, I don't know who all also. So many other brahmacharis were all sitting there. And Guru Maharaj sitting there, and nobody can miss Guru Maharaj by just his mere size and stature that he was, though he was not as big in those days as we see him now. But Guru Maharaj is sitting there, huge figure. My father begs of permission and goes in, and he introduced me to Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj is hearing out, and he calls out his secretary. And that brings me to another very beautiful contribution of Guru Maharaj called the Bhakti Steps. The Krishna Sevaka, Sadhaka, moving on to Prabhupada Ashraya, Guru Ashraya, and before that is called the Shraddhavan. Even you promise to chant one round, you become Shraddhavan. So Guru Maharaj said, please bring that Samskara Patrika, it was called. What is that? A promissory note. So his secretary brought a promissory note. Guru Maharaj passed on to both of us, me and my father. Maybe we had a Japamala, but we were not still yet regular in chanting. Guru Maharaj said, can you fill up this form? And we look at each other and we say, okay, fill our names. Then comes, how many rounds do you promise to chant? We look at each other and we say, okay, let's magnanimously put 1 round. And so we put 1 round. Guru Maharaj said, wow, 1 round means so many times you're chanting Krishna's name. That's very good. He encourages anybody, whoever asks for anything, he encourages them. And he got that signed. And that was the first touch that we had of Guru Maharaj. And then we had the wonderful opportunity to visit Sridhar Mayapur. I visited Sridhar Mayapur in 86. Gaura Purnima, that is the 500th anniversary of Lord Chaitanya's appearance. And then immediately in succession a couple of times for the Vyasa Puja of Guru Maharaj. But whenever Guru Maharaj used to come, he used to touch our lives. And every time he came to Chennai, from a Shraddhavan, we moved to a Sevak 4 rounds. From Sevak, we moved next year to Sadhak 8 rounds. And then like Sadak, we got stuck in Sadhak stage for many years until we finally came to Dubai after many years. And Guru Maharaj said, when are you going to take the next step of getting Diksha? That Guru Maharaj asking me, my father and my mother right at the airport in Dubai. He said, Guru Maharaj, yes, next time you come, we will do it. And then, we had again bucked up. Of course, we were already preaching at that time, but still we had not reached a particular level of chanting, etc., right? In a disciplined way. So then we moved on and it enabled that. So, sometimes you move, sometimes the Guru has to give you a stick and then you move, something or the other is happened. Guru Maharaj is so merciful that he He encourages and encourages people in whatever be their capacity and engages them. So at that particular stage, when we had come back, like where we were serving Guru Maharaj or the Chennai temple more than Guru Maharaj. Maharaj used to be there, just be there whenever he was there, but nothing else. Every time for Rath Yatra, he used to come. I used to be there, and we used to serve the temple. But then it was a time when my father's coffers were getting empty, and my father thought, I had to come back to Dubai. I have to get my children married. I have a daughter to get married. And so he asked Guru Maharaj one day, I want to go to Dubai. Guru Maharaj said, yes, please do, because that's also my area. That's part of my GBC zonal responsibility. So please go, and I will also visit you. That was the beginning. So my father went with that, blessings from Guru Maharaj that please go. And so my father went. My father was a preacher from day one, because he learns one shloka. In the Bhagavat Arka Marichimala, it says Shlokardam, Shloka Padamba, Srimad Bhagavatodbhavam. If you know one shloka, half shloka, quarter shloka, one word, speak to others. Yare deka tare kaha Krishna Upadesh, Amaragya Guru Hana Tarai Desh. So what do we all do? We hear Shravanam, and then Kirtanam you speak. My father was definitely somebody who was doing it. So even when he was not fully associated with Iskcon, he used to be teaching Bhagavad Gita. And then when he came in touch with Srila Prabhupada's movement, he used to be profusely preaching to whoever he met, goes to schools, colleges, wherever he was preaching. And he was a shloka man. He used to say, wherever there is shloka, there is no shoka. Now we know that Valmiki, when he saw shoka, profusely Ramayana started coming in. He wrote shlokas. My father used to say, wherever there's shloka, there's no shoka. So he was a shloka man. He used to be teaching shlokas to everybody, whoever he sees. Amrita Madhavi Mataji has also possibly been here when he was here. Even over the phone, people call and ask and talk. And for hours together, they'll be learning shlokas of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita from my parents. Anyway, when my father was instructed thus to go to Dubai, I was still finishing my CA. And as soon as I finished my CA, my father had actually moved back into Dubai in 88. And I moved back to Dubai on Gaurav Purnima Day in 89. That was March of 89. And I came with a lot of material to collect for the Iskcon Chennai temple construction in those days. Right, anyway. So, but then the mood of serving, preaching had already been inculcated by Guru Maharaj, by Banu Maharaj, by all the wonderful devotees of Iskcon Chennai. I've also visited Bangalore in those days, attended the Rath Yatra in the old days with the old regime. And anyway, so that's just the background. When we came to this part of the world, we were pretty much the family who started what we did here in Dubai. But I won't say GCC, we were the first. I know that Guru Maharaj had already touched Bahrain, which he named Balramdesh. Guru Maharaj named every one of these centers, gave it a particular name because the zone is a sensitive zone. You can't say I'm visiting Dubai for Hare Krishna, visiting Dubai is all, it's a little complex, right? So he named every one of these places. Dubai, he named Damodardesh. In UAE, you have Sharjah, which is named Shamadesh. You have various other states here. Then you have Bahrain, which is called Balramdesh. You have Oman or Muscat, which is called Mathuradesh. Then you have Kuwait, which is called Kanyadesh. And so every one of these places have a nickname. And Guru Maharaj gave these particular names. And so Balramdesh was already blessed by having some devotees. Dr. Sitaram was there, and he was like the first of the Middle East GCC devotees who was there in Bahrain. But then also Vijay Vanugopal Prabhu, who many of you may know, although they were residing in Bangalore. He used to be in Abu Dhabi, and he had just got connected, and I think that would have been somewhere in 86, 87, 88 of 1988, around that. Then he moved to Muscat, Mathuradesh. Him and Prem Padmini Mataji started to preach there. While my father moved here. And once my father moved here, we started to do programs. Then we came to know who is there in the other places. Then Guru Maharaj said, okay, I'm coming now via Dubai. So then the first opportunity, what to do? How do we organize? What do we do? And we started building from the house a small community, just maybe 4 or 5 people, gradually building to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100. And I have to tell you that the whole of GCC now, I just saw the records of how many initiated devotees have born out of this region. 4,500 initiated devotees out of this region, and that's only Guru Maharaj. And I would add another maybe 300 to 400 of the other gurus who also have disciples. Basically, in Damodardesh, I have close to 100 odd disciples of Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Brunga Govinda Swami Maharaj, many other disciples of Radhanath Maharaj, Lokanath Maharaj, Vignavanashna Singh Maharaj are all there. So overall, in the Middle East, I would say, just the touch of Guru Maharaj, who started this particular zone with nothing, has reached to more than 4,500. Here I'm talking of initiated devotees. Then you can look at how many more are there. So if I just look at UAE and if I just look at Damodardesh, we possibly have close to 1,000 initiated devotees here. Many times in many temples around, we don't know whether you have so many, whether you have so much in a congregation. Every congregation that we meet here have between 800 to 1,000 every week, right? So this is all the golden touch of Guru Maharaj. You just follow what the captain says, and by his blessings, it all works. Srila Prabhupada just touched them. Can you imagine? Srila Prabhupada, many disciples of Srila Prabhupada never even met Srila Prabhupada. They possibly just got the initiation beads from them. So let's not complain that we don't have much time with Guru Maharaj. Many Srila Prabhupada devotees, disciples, including, if I just name Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, he would have had very, very, very little touch time with his Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. But just the touch, the Vani is more important than the Vapu. But we are so fortunate that our Guru Maharaj has got so much of association that he's able to think day in, day out as to what all instruction Srila Prabhupada gave him personally. And Srila Prabhupada, I'm jumping from the past to now, Guru Maharaj has got more than 36 secretariats to try and fulfill various direct instructions to him from Srila Prabhupada. One is to develop the Navadip Mandal, develop Gauramandal Bhumi, develop the Saraswat Gaudiya association of all the Gaudiya mutts, to develop the Jaladuta boatway to Mayapur, to, so many personal instructions that Srila Prabhupada has given him. Guru Maharaj is still thinking every day and adding on to his list and getting action done and all that. Now, coming back here, so Damodardesh also sprouted by the mercy of Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj's touch was very regular, sometimes once in 2 years, once in a year, started coming more frequently, because Damodardesh, Dubai is pretty much, the center of the earth, as we call it. People from going to India to Europe or going India to America, have to pass through here. It's like, Hanuman, when he was passing through and going over to Lanka, the Rakshasi pulled him down. So Hanuman definitely said, okay, I will honor your request. He got in and got out and moved. So we have the opportunity of capturing so many sannyasis who were passing through from Europe or USA into India. And so all of these devotees used to stay by. And that was another added attraction that improved the association here in Damodardesh more than in many of the other Middle Eastern countries. Damodardesh, sometimes we have 50 to 60 visiting sannyasis every year. This was pre-COVID. Now gradually that moment is beginning. Many sannyasis that you may not have even ever seen. We have had the opportunity to visit, have hosted them and serve them here. So Mahamani Krsna Prabhu, Paripurna Radha Mataji, my parents. My father is no more. It's almost 10 years since he disappeared. And definitely also by myself, my family, my wife Sita Caru Devidasi, my brother Nand Kumar, his wife Shubhashini, so many other devotees who then started to sprout, being, reached out. Then we reached out to most of the other Emirates here, into Abu Dhabi and Sharjah and few of the other places, and started doing programs. And so gradually things started moving in. So while in Iskcon, Chennai, my father was regular in serving Rath Yatras, conducting Gita competitions, preaching in schools, we were learning kirtanas, we were associating with Bhanu Maharaj. And later on the instructions of Guru Maharaj, when we moved back in here, so we just, whatever we had learned, we started off. So when people are here, I say in this part of the world, it's like a nerve center. Why? In our congregation, we have people from all over India, every nook and corner of India, not just the cities of India. Sometimes Iskcon is developed well in cities, but in villages, presence may not be there. But here, we have laborers from all walks of life, all parts of India, people who come in together, all parts of Bangladesh, all parts of Sri Lanka, Pakistan, God knows what. When all of them come here, they come to the satsanga, they connect, they learn. I tell them, listen, keep in mind that you are being invested upon. It's a seed that's getting planted in you. And when you use this time here in Damodardesh or wherever GCC that people are, you invest your time well, get initiated, muster up all the qualifications that you need, learn to sing, learn to cook, do all your activities. And whenever the Lord desires and you are sent back home, back to your own town or village, just sprout a congregation. I recently met devotees from Mathuradesh who are from Patna. So now they've inspired a whole bunch of devotees in Patna, and so many of them, they built a whole temple now. So like that, devotees can it's like just, spreading seeds all over. So when you get trained properly in one place and then you spread it all over, it just explodes and it can move. So it's a very nice place. And I'm saying that many who are working with us in our congregations here, as they retire, they're from all parts of India. As they come back in there, please give them the welcome, induct them, and try and see how to engage them usefully under your leadership. It will be very nice that we can do that together. Guru Maharaj will be very happy to do that. Now, while in Dubai, my father started off with classes at the Shinaji temple. Again, started off with children. And I want to talk to you about the importance of children's program. Now, Dubai, especially, I'm talking about Damodardesh, grew because of children program. Because my father was oriented to children, he used to bring children, teach them and go. And when children were captive audience, the parents automatically become captive audience. So when my father invested upon the children, the parents of the children became devotees. And that's how the whole thing exploded to an extent that now, together between Damodardesh and Gaurangadesh, we have 60 children classes operating with close to 1,500 children who are operating in these places. And we take them through a very, very systematic training program. As the children grow up, as their parents become devotees, the children are then given further training in a special class called Dhrida Bhakti program. And these children are given training on musical instruments, reading Srila Prabhupada's books, preaching based on Srila Prabhupada's books, etc. Once a year, we have a Nutcut Mela, a program where all these children come and participate. Now, Damodar Aarti is one of the very, very, very unique programs that Guru Maharaj introduced to this world, to all of us. Otherwise, everybody would be doing this Damodar Aarti in that particular month. And when Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj wrote to Srila Prabhupada said, yes, it's like a sale, but for devotees, you don't need to do anything special. But here, Guru Maharaj, somewhere in the year 2008 or 9, I don't know when, he began this, and it exploded in Malaysia. And coincidentally, one year we were all traveling from Dubai on a holiday to Malaysia, around 150 of us. And we went there to Malaysia. The devotees in Malaysia said, Guru Maharaj started the Damodar International Festival. And how will we do it? But then Malaysia has an open atmosphere where they can do it. We can't do it. So we pulled that program in, modified that program, and then we churned out the program. And we started saying, okay, let's reach a large number of audience, to an extent that this year we've reached almost 6,000 homes. And that's lakhs of aartis. People wait for this Damodar Aarti program to invite us. When people then come along, some of them only invite us once a year, but then gradually, as we keep cultivating them, they start coming in. Over a few years, they start attending, coming to the program. So many have been touched by the Damodar Aarti. What a program, what the ingenuity of Guru Maharaj and innovation of Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj once told me that there are many months that I want to do something like this. One is Damodar in 2023. We also have the Purushottam month. We can do that. And now from tomorrow starts the wonderful Margashirsha month. Even the Margashirsha month, we can do the Andal prayers or whatever, inspire people to come for Mangalarti every day in Damodardesh. We have Mangalartis every day in the Damodar month, that we go to different houses early in the morning, do a Mangalarti and move on. So there are many, many months that Guru Maharaj wants to establish and explode like Damodararti. So we should all work towards that. Guru Maharaj is the pioneer of the Bhakti Vriksha mode of prachar. Somewhere in mid-2000s, 2003, 4, 5, or slightly earlier than that, Guru Maharaj used to bring books from Korea. It used to be called the cell preaching. He used to bring those books, and I still have those original books. The churches used to preach, and they call it cell program. Many times you have heard it called. Now it's named as Bhakti Vriksha. We used to call it the cell program in those days. So Guru Maharaj started to try and see how can we have a proof of concept. And I have to really appreciate Mathura Desh, who really were a wonderful proof of concept. Vijay Gopal Prabhu and Paripurna Mataji did a great job in bringing about that cell concept as Bhakti Vrikshas. And many of us follow that as a model in that may not be in its entirety, but largely. But the cell program as Bhakti Vrikshas is an amazing project that allows a personal touch, allows growth, allows leadership training, allows, different communities, it was a boon for us. Why? Because in this part of the world, we don't have formal approvals. Sometimes we can't meet in big programs in some of the regions, but this allowed us to meet in a group of around 20, 25. And then as it grows, multiplies. And as you multiply, it can just go on like this network marketing. It can just go on and on and on and on. And that's how you see all this has grown to that level. So Guru Maharaj again showed the innovation. Now this innovation did not just stop there. Bhakti Vinod Thakur talked about the Namahatta programs. He had a whole program on what is Namahatta. And that Namahatta, Guru Maharaj was already implementing it as Namahatta all over Bangladesh. Once one RSS person came in and he said, I want to meet that Swamiji who is preaching in Bengal. You know why? Because in the whole of Bengal, the erosion of conversion is very much protected because of the beautiful Namahatta programs that Guru Maharaj, Gauranga Prema Swami, and all of them together have spread out all over Bangladesh and Bengal. Every nook and corner, town and village has been touched. Nagara Grama Tarine. Right? As Guru Maharaj, we call and say, Nama Acharya Padaya, Nithaya Kripa Padayane, Gaura Kata Dhamadaya, Nagara Grama Tarine. Guru Maharaj really got the Namahatta program going. And today, as Congregation Development Ministry, it still continues. There are two major programs that are happening here. One is the mentorship program that the Chaupati Temple does. The other is the Bhakti Vriksha programs, which both have a very beautiful counseling system that are enabled and established. And the Bhakti Vriksha program is an amazing innovation of Guru Maharaj, of course, drawn from the Namahatta. And Guru Maharaj is the only one who respects the Namahatta program, frankly. Many times temples don't recognize congregation. Every temple, there's a warring faction, Where the temple is strong, they don't recognize the congregation. But the temple should also understand that the congregation can play an important role. And that gives the real footwork and soldiers. And from the congregation, you bring in and make a community. So Guru Maharaj very beautifully, innovatively had this into place. That's a great contribution of Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj once told me that, in Dubai when he came, he said, Srila Prabhupada told him once that within 15 kilometers radius of any acharya touching a place, that whole place is purified. It becomes tirtha. Tirthi kurvanti tirthani. So wherever Srila Prabhupada is touched, wherever the wonderful disciples of Srila Prabhupada have been touching, wherever all of you as devotees are touching and preaching, imagine 15 kilometers around there. It's a great potential for all of us to make devotees. Guru Maharaj is a phenomenal Rath Yatra world traveler. He traveled around the world. He had passports that were multiplied into 10 booklets with multiple visas. Round the world tickets like anything at any time. I remember in the olden days, he used to have 5 or 6 round the world tickets. He will know all the ticketing rules, which no ticketing agent will know because Guru Maharaj knows every nook and corner of the ticketing too, right? One time after, preaching here for many years, I got a job to go back to India. I told Guru Maharaj, what do you want me to do? Thought about it for a long time. He said, I want you to be in Dubai. Now that's not just me. Even some very junior devotee who came on said, Guru Maharaj, I want to go back to India. Guru Maharaj said, no, be here and help the devotees here. Once I was getting an interview opportunity to be promoted. I met Guru Maharaj at the airport. He was just transiting. That's the advantage we had many times, this transit. So when he transited, I just went to the airport. I took my job description. Guru Maharaj saw the job description. He saw it. I was thinking for a while. Generally, anybody will say, yeah, I give you Ashirwad, that you will get promoted, you will get more money, you will give that, all profuse Ashirwad, general Ashirwad, material Ashirwad. Guru Maharaj was thinking, I was wondering, what is he thinking? He has to just give me an Ashirwad, right? Bless me so I get my promotion. Guru Maharaj says, will you have as much time as you have today to spend for Krishna if you get that particular promotion? So think about how he thinks as to how he wants his devotees to be applied in this service. Promotion is not the all in all. Will you get your time? Is it frying pan to fire? Sometimes you get promoted and it becomes so much stressful and so much difficult, In fact, my father also gave me that advice. He said, when I had multiple opportunities, he said, select this job that I'm in, only because it was a fixed time. It was like a government job that allowed me half a day to serve Krishna. And similarly here, Guru Maharaj's instruction was so wonderful to say, think about in all situations how you can serve Krishna. Then, the health ups and downs of Guru Maharaj, we may think, oh, Guru Maharaj is affected, what can we do? We may pray. But Guru Maharaj is nonchalant about all of that. If you talk about it as early 2000s when he was stabbed in the neck and how he recovered, it was just a millimeter or a fraction of a millimeter that saved his throat from calamity. And recently, 2008, the stroke, the transplant, COVIDs. I don't know whether any of us had multiple COVIDs. Guru Maharaj has got more time COVID than us. And I think each time COVID has, strengthened Guru Maharaj to preach more. After all these COVID episodes, he started to travel again. Now we are afraid of how to control Guru Maharaj's travel again. So, just to mention to you that Guru Maharaj is a goer. None of these health difficulties or anything stops him. But he does not back out, whether travel or whatever, from services. He's a GBC and one of the most active GBCs. Even in this condition, he is there attending every GBC meeting, vocally participating. Sometimes you have teams meeting, if you have experiences during COVID, we will all attend in the meeting, but none of us will participate. In some of our sessions, we insist people have their videos on, but we don't know whether people have just connected and gone somewhere. Right? Bhakti Shastri, just connect and sleep and do something. But here, Guru Maharaj is an active participant in every GBC meeting. And he challenges, he asks questions, he makes things happen. And so I'm just saying that he's an active administrator of Iskcon. He is a guru who has got more than 50,000 disciples. He has got 36 secretariats. He's got his ill health. And in spite of all of that, what Guru Maharaj contributes is unimaginable. Books and books have to be written. That brings me to the definitely Milwaukee to Mayapur, which was a dream to Satyaraj Prabhu that he should write about Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj said, that's the dream of Srila Prabhupada, please fulfill it. So Guru Maharaj, gave some contribution, but basically we put that all together, supported Guru Maharaj, and that book came about. I hope all of you had the opportunity to read it. And so it's quite a lot. That's just one aspect. And I'm sure each of you in your own yatras will have enough to write about Guru Maharaj and his contribution to the yatra. Guru Maharaj likes it when we write about also how we have contributed or how he has contributed to us in our life. So if you have personal experiences, please write to Guru Maharaj. He likes to see that too. Then, definitely, I talked about the office of Guru Maharaj. He's got a huge staff, 20-odd staff. He's got e-care set up. He wants to build on marriage bureau. He's got the JPS media, the JPS archives, the JPS publications, and all of that. In addition to all Srila Prabhupada's teachings that comes through Guru Maharaj, he's also wanting to encourage people to read Srila Prabhupada's books. But here, I want all of you also as disciples, while we all have to read and hear Srila Prabhupada every day as a practice, as he is the founder Acharya, giving him the prime space in our lives, we all have to also hear from Guru Maharaj. Now, while you can hear Sometimes you just hear, I say, Iskcon se Uskan. But if you take the responsibility to support the archives by saying, I would like to transcribe what Guru Maharaj is saying. When you have to transcribe, just imagine, you have to hear it again and again, and you transcribe the instructions of Guru Maharaj gets into your heart, and not only gets into your heart and cleanses you up, it helps so many others. So please, I would appeal to every one of you on behalf of the archives and the publications and the media to do this service. If you know the languages, translate it in your languages so that it can benefit all the others. And then definitely contribute to all of these services. And Guru Maharaj's wide area of zonal responsibilities, I talked to you about Bangladesh and Nepal, so many parts of India, and the wide responsibility in GCC. He needs help from each and every one of us in whatever we can do in serving Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada instructed Guru Maharaj to remain in Mayapur. GBC is also told Guru Maharaj that 6 months in a year you have to stay in Mayapur. So Guru Maharaj will be staying in Mayapur. So whenever you have an opportunity, please visit Mayapur, because Mayapur is again something that as Guru Maharaj has touched the aspect of Srila Mayapur and guided Mayapur. So Mayapur is definitely a very, very important place of pilgrimage for all of us. Please visit Srila Mayapur, but at the same time, wherever you are, Manamora Vrindavan, create that atmosphere of Mayapur in Vrindavan where you are in reaching this message of Guru Maharaj. As the chairman of the JP Seva Committee, we are not yet effectively doing things that Guru Maharaj wants us to do. So many times he pushes us. He says, do this and do that. And we are not doing enough. He puts on and builds on. He is juggernaut. He never stops. He will continue. If some one person doesn't do, he will do it. He is somebody like that. But Guru Maharaj is going at a pace that sometimes we can't cope up. You know the story of the monkey, right? Mm-hmm. As the monkey is jumping around, the baby monkey has to hold on tight and just hold on, that's all. So when Guru Maharaj is going at a pace, imagine the pace at which he wants to preach. Imagine the pace at which he wants to travel. He wants to reach. He wants to touch and take care of every devotee. He is showing darshans every day. He wants all of you to be connected to him every day. And all we need to do is just be clinging on to him and clinging on to sevas that he gives us. And that's enough for us to, grow in Krishna consciousness. Many times when people come to Damodardesh and they say, Prabhu, what seva can I do? I say, to think what seva to give you, I have to work. Rather, I would suggest you look around and you see what is lacking here, what I should do, and accept that seva. Similarly, while Guru Maharaj gives a lot of opportunities of direct seva, if you think all of you can do something, use your capability in doing something for Guru Maharaj, I want you to come and speak to us. If you have to speak to Guru Maharaj, have an opportunity and we connect, so be it. Otherwise, don't wait. Just reach out and say, I have this much time at my disposal. I can do ABC. I have these connections. I can do these CSR activities. I can preach in these languages. Or I'm going to these places. I have connections in these government offices. Can I do ABC, Guru Maharaj? Or just reach out to the Seva committee. Ask how you can help. We need all the hands. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I need so many gardeners. So many fruits are growing. I need more hands. Guru Maharaj needs more hands. We need more hands to be able to, together, all of us serve Guru Maharaj well. So I want all of you to be really inspired to serve Guru Maharaj. Pray for Guru Maharaj. Pray that we cling on to the pace of Guru Maharaj and somehow or the other serve Guru Maharaj. We are very, very fortunate to have the association of Guru Maharaj and be disciples of Guru Maharaj. And let's be exemplary in everything that we do. Our sadhana, our reading, our preaching, and our mode of care to devotees. I think that's what attracts everybody to the movement. I think we should inculcate that spirit of Guru Maharaj in caring for all and serving Srila Prabhupada and Iskcon, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Also, Guru Maharaj has got big responsibilities with TOVP exhibits, handling his various zonal responsibilities, and the largest number of disciples within the movement. So please, all of you, lend your hand in taking care of your God brothers and sisters. There's no point in unnecessarily bickering over something small and fighting over small politics. Sometimes it happens even within devotee circles. It's better you just focus on serving Krishna, chanting, and fulfilling the desires of Guru Maharaj. And his desires are to fulfill the desires of Srila Prabhupada in serving Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna. I close my discussion now with any questions. Time is too short. Quite a lot that can be talked in detail, but I just went giving you a background of what Guru Maharaj and how he was serving and how he moved on, his responsibilities of GCC, the scene in GCC before when Srila Prabhupada was there, and later how gradually Guru Maharaj instilled this wonderful bhav in every one of these countries. Each one of them are glorious, and within GCC we have so much to learn from each other. And I'm sure we have a lot to learn from all of you. I'm just not talking high of GCC here. My topic was to talk about Guru Maharaj in GCC, and that's why I'm just talking about it. This is not to do anything else here. There's everything that we all have to learn from each and every one of you. Over to you. Any questions?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful inspiring. So, any devotees, any questions, please, this is the time to, ask Prabhuji. Okay, meanwhile, someone says, I have one question, Prabhuji, if you don't mind. Can I ask? So, Prabhuji, many times what happens, like you're mainly, you started the preaching programs, and, like generally when we go to a new area, so like you were telling, tell devotees, okay, you are from this country, that country, so we are investing on you, training you, and now you go to your places and start programs there. So, but when we come to a new place, like currently, 6 months ago, I shifted to a new place actually. So, we have that hesitation. Okay, how do I approach? How do I start things here? So, like, how do we start, Prabhuji, in such cases? Like, because it's very easy if the community is there, everything is already set up, we just start it. But then, yeah, I hope you would.
So I think, assuming you are a bachelor and a devotee, when you're getting married to a girl who's possibly not yet a devotee, how do you inspire her? By how well you are in Krishna consciousness, how well you are able to induct her, not force things upon her throat, but just gradually, when she sees you doing it, then she's inspired. So try, make your efforts, spill the beans in all the directions and see what attracts people. That is why it is important that we all, Srila Prabhupada said, my father wanted me to be an expert in everything. And we saw Srila Prabhupada playing the harmonium, playing the murdanga, playing the kartas with his fingers going like this and like that, cooking, dressing well, wearing tilak well, speaking well, everything. It was a one-man army. So when we are all fortunately in good association, when there's an opportunity to learn all this, we should, because we don't know when Guru Maharaj or Srila Prabhupada or Krishna is going to take you and put you in a Timbuktu where there's nobody, and then you have to practically start afresh. But now starting afresh does not just mean your capabilities. It also means the empowerment of your guru and your Siksha gurus. If you see Srila Prabhupada, when he started the movement, he just had these young kids who possibly he knew for a few months. And he said, okay, here, go to UK, go to Germany. Just imagine, within 6 months of their being in touch with Srila Prabhupada, they get initiated, they get thrown into a different part of the world, So like that, the capability, the empowerment is given by Guru. Srila Prabhupada, as he's traveling to America, he says, Krishna taba punya hobe bhai, oh, je punya karibe jabe, Radharani kushi hobe. So, bhai, Sri Siddhanta Saraswati, he says, I'm going there to please Sri Siddhanta Saraswati. Have that faith, have that thing that I'm here to praise. I'm not going there to become a temple president. I'm going there to bring some more attached souls It is important for me to also have devotees around me so that I'm protected, that I will get lost. So the family unit, if it goes there, do well gradually, in a very, very, like, get in like a needle and come out like a plow. So handle it carefully and see who is interested in what. Children can be a very nice way. Just start telling stories to children. Parents will start following and start coming to programs. That's how my father started in Dubai. He started children program. I go to Damodar Aartis. There may be 100 adults and 20 children. The children, if you're talking to adults, the children are all going out to the garden and playing. And then the adults, parents are thinking, oh, my children are not here. Where are they? Let me also go. Instead, you tell them, I want all the children to sit in front of me. You address the children. Then what happens? The parents are watching, when an interactive session, children are answering, children are attentive and hearing. The parents become captive audience to you because the children are captive audience. So children preaching is a very easy way to reach out. And then find your innovative ways by how you can reach out, but it all comes with prayers and blessings. And you're doing it to please Guru, and definitely it will be successful. Nothing to worry. But it needs time and effort. And as Srila Prabhupada said, you have to shed gallons of blood to even just make one devotee. So it needs a lot of time and effort. So I'm sure it will happen. According to time, place, circumstance, you have to be innovative in in that region, what you can do. Try various things out. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other devotee, any question?
Nayan Datta Prabhu says, I heard about you from His Grace Ati Chandra Prabhu and my father, but today I get the opportunity to hear about Guru Mahima from you directly. It's a great pleasure. My question is, I'm a student of class 11 science. How can I help Guru Maharaj in this preaching? First, study well. Do what you have to do very well. In the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada says, he gives a nice example here. If a lady has a lover, but at home she's serving so perfectly well that nobody can even find out that she's possibly thinking of somebody else. So you have to do your job, your studies, and you do your studies well. So my father insisted that we study. He said, each of you guys should become doctorates, should have, because once you are in a position of repute in your job, in your qualification, even if you have wealth, people are attracted by it. Yash, fame, how you can use all of that in service of Krishna. So here you have to study. Study as a student well. But studying doesn't mean at the other time you are not doing anything else but study at that time. No. Because you're studying, so much tension is there, you need a change. And that change can come by your accepting and doing chanting, reading Srila Prabhupada's books, preaching. As a student, when I used to study for hours together through the night. But many of us together used to sit and talk about Srila Prabhupada and hear lectures and dance, putting kirtans on. So this should happen as a daily basis of Krishna consciousness should be there, but you have to focus on your studies. So as an 11th standard student, I know your parents will be thinking, oh, board exam, 11, 12, study well. Give them the confidence that you will study well. At the same time, you do your spiritual activity, they will not say no. When I was doing my CA, it was Gauranga Mahaprabhu's 500th anniversary. And I was on a study holiday. And everybody from Chennai were going for the festival. I told my father, Papa, I want to come. Father said, Baba, it is CA. It is not like other education. People don't pass out of CA. So don't create a bad name for me. So sit at home, study properly. I said, listen, if I fail this exam of CA, I have 6 months for the next sitting. But Gauranga Mahaprabhu's 500th anniversary will not come again. Please allow me. I will study through the train journey. I carried all the books, but slept over it. But by Krishna's mercy, I came, I wrote, and I passed. Finished. But the point is, both are required. You have to look at priorities, make sure that your parents do not feel that you're not studying. Your job, like as much as I'm working, many times people ask me a question, Prabhu, how are you doing all this by being employed also in a senior position in an organization. How are you spending all the time? It's just a question of balancing life. You do what you do at work properly. You do what you do at home properly. So we have 24 hours. It's a question of utilizing that time properly. We don't have time for any other nonsense, right? As a student, spend your time and do what you need to do for Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada also. Thank you. Over. Any other questions? Sorry for long answers.
Thank you. There is one more comment from Hemang Haldar Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Whom should we contact if we want to do seva like transcribe, etc.?
You have to connect with JPS Archives. There's a whole website. You can just go in there, sign in. Then you can see how to do transcriptions. You can see what to transcribe and write to JPS Archives, and they'll be able to tell you how you can do your transcriptions.
One more comment from Shri Hari Sridhar Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pamo, feeling very inspired by your class. Thank you. So I think there are no more questions. So it is really very inspiring to hear from you, Prabhuji, how the journey you explained in these countries, how teaching you explained it. And even now I am thinking like how we can serve more and do more things. So I am also getting into that thought process by the inspiration, by the pace, the way you told, like the Guru Maharaj is running at a very high pace and he's always thinking, okay, how can I serve Prabhupada? How can I do this, that? So many departments he's opening. So yeah, thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing all light on all these different things, which is very inspiring for us to to feel more connected to Guru Maharaj, to serve Guru Maharaj more and more. So, and we request, we all the devotees assembled here, we request your blessings also, so that we can also do something in the service of Shri Gurudev.
Bless us. Last call, any questions? Yes, Hemang Prabhu, I thought you were thinking about it twice. Yes, tell me.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question was, this, especially in youth preaching, we face a lot of challenge because in engineering colleges when we're doing youth preaching, because of competition and the kind of college puts into them. And so at the same time, mercy of Nityanand Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that it can transform easily. So, but practically we see still, even though after introducing them to Kirtan process and to Lord's Passion, still it's very difficult to please them up. So how do we reconcile, that in this Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is very easily flowing because Guru Maharaj's mood is to just become an instrument. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityanand will take care. But very few youths turn up. So maybe while becoming an instrument of preaching so we have some wrong consciousness in the sense not very transparent, or some fruity mentality maybe there. Is it because of that preaching does not happen, or is it because of influence of Kali Yuga?
Generally, your full empowerment is seen when you are good in your own sadhana and what you do. When your intentions are right, then Krishna will automatically send, as Krishna Mande Jagadgurum, Krishna will send you people who are favored. But do not calculate it by the numbers. Even if you just have 2 or 3. I just finished a meeting with the sannyas ministry candidates, where many sannyas candidates are writing their project as to what they will do. They are talking about reaching out to build a small congregation of 15 and 20 people. So when you are talking about youth preaching, you're able to touch the life of 1 or 2, consider yourself fortunate. Yes, but I'm not saying just be happy with that. But you don't have to be demotivated to say, oh, I'm doing so much effort, there's only 1. It'll look like there's nothing happening. Sometimes children are playing around. In our children classes, some children are just playing around below the age of 5. I tell them, you come. Many people say, when do children have to come to the class? -1. And they are in the stomach of the mummy. I say, mummy, also come and sit down. When small children are below 5 come, I say, you also sit down with your children. Why? These children are still running around here and there. Suddenly you ask him a question, he'll tell you a shloka. When the child is learning from the womb, the impressions are being created. So when you are trying, if some person has come once, he's eaten prasadam twice, he's taken a book a few times, he's hearing, he's showing some favor, he's showing some, positive inclination and listening. Maybe his situation is that he's got difficulty that he's not able to do it. But don't worry about it. How long it will take to churn a person to become a full-time devotee or to become a fixed devotee? We never know. For me, it took maybe close to 10 years, 6 years after meeting Guru Maharaj to really even get my initiation, for that matter. So do not count it based on numbers. Do not count it based on, when I used to be starting and doing programs here, I used to have a list of people. Even once I know them, I will call them. Every time Guru Maharaj or Sannyasi comes, I'll call every one of them and say, please come, please come. Out of that, 5%, 10% will turn up. Be happy. Karmanyevadikaraste. Do your duty. Leave the rest. Ultimately, it's not just in your hands, right? You are giving Srila Prabhupada's books and Prabhupada is directly preaching. They will come. You never know when they will thank you. After 15 years, they'll come and say, oh, Hemango Aladara Prabhu, you gave this Bhagavad Gita to me in the college. You know that? Then you feel, wow, was it I that inspired him? So happy that I could be a tool in the hands of Guru Maharaj. So do not look at it and calculate based on the outcome as of now. Your job is to do your job, your activity, continue to do it, be. And Srila Prabhupada did it at one time. Even when there was no audience, he said, I'm singing for the walls. So do it. Fix, go discipline, do it. But fine. Take advice from your mentors, whether your technique is right or wrong. You're frightening people, you're being too heavy with students. So handle it in a careful way, that's it. Yeah. So make sure that you're making it suitable enough, not to doubt it, but suitable enough for attracting the youth of that particular nature, knowing their situation. I'm sure Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj will help. Thank you.
Okay. So I think we'd like to end here, Prabhuji. So before ending,
before you end, I just wanted to also say Hare Krishna and a thank you to Amrita Madhavi Devi Dasi Mataji, who is also a product of GCC, and I know she's a firebrand preacher. I also watched some of her videos. So Mataji, congratulations, you're doing so well. Please continue your wonderful efforts.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandat Pranams. I just want to thank also, it's not just Vallabha Prabhu alone, it was his wife who trained me for shlokas, and it is his father who would counsel me. Vallabha Prabhu counseled me, his wife counseled me, that full family, I took every day their 1 hour and they sacrificed, and I was feeling very guilty. Everybody are motivated. I was feeling very guilty that I am not doing much now. And I was thinking, and mentally I will pray to all these devotees so that I will be able to do much more. I should be doing much, much more. The way they have spent time on me to cultivate me, whatever shlokas I know, it's because of his wife. Whatever I am today, it is because this family has motivated us so much. In Sharjah, Shamadesh, I learned Bhakti Shastri, but all the practice I did in Damodardesh. Damodardesh, one speciality compared to all the UAE centers is that they invite everybody to Sindhi Hall, and then they just give us first class kirtan, first class classes, and always sannyasis will come and first class kirtans and lectures, and then first class prasad, and we don't even do much seva actually. One seva which we get to do is just 100-gram sweet, 100-gram snacks only on festivals. Otherwise, Prabhujis will cook in the Shiva temple and they will bring, and all in the packed prasadam they give, and we look forward, and it's so stressful. That only place where we get some good oxygen of spiritual life is Sindhi Hall, where Vallabha Prabhu is the leader. And one of my contacts who also became a devotee, and she became initiated devotee from Damodardesh, her husband, Leena Mataji's husband, Manjunath Prabhu, used to say, I come there and wait for Vallabha Prabhu's announcement. That also will have so much humor. And he's too good leader. He's very motivating and he's very enthusiastic. And at that time only he had asked us whether if anybody are willing to translate, and I had volunteered. I was feeling guilty that when shall I do all this? When shall I do transcription? When shall I do translation? And Guru Maharaj is asking for JPS care, and I wish to do that also. But when shall I do that? Now, if at all things would become clear for me, if I could do something. So if I'm feeling that guilt and if I'm feeling the push, it's because of Damodardesh. Because everything happened for me in Damodardesh. I felt so secure. I didn't have any pressure from them. They don't pressurize anybody. They don't demand seva from anybody. They don't demand donation from anybody. But every time to Mayapur, every time they say 25,000 dirhams, that time only, and Srila Prabhu says it's from the congregation. And any Maharaj comes, they get thousands of dirhams donations. And I used to wonder whether it is Srila Prabhu sponsoring everything and putting the name on us that we all together donated or what. It is, I mean, they were number one in giving donations. They're number one in,
Hare Krishna
doing
Mataji.
seva.
Thank you. That's I'm feeling too cold now. You're praising too much.
No, Prabhu, you deserve it actually. I was thinking this Srila Prabhu didn't tell anything about what he's doing there. Such nice Rath Yatras we used to have inside the hall, school hall, and anything and everything they provide. And even he said that somebody may come and say, because of your Bhagavad Gita. Yes, Damodardesh was telling, do you want to sponsor a book? They cannot get books there, but easily, smugglingly they get books from India, and then they distribute books in India. If we give them the amount, they send the book from Indian temple to Indian location. That's how very recently in my in a function, my husband's maternal uncle said that, see, I have read Bhagavad Gita 3 times in Corona, which you gave. I was wondering, when did I give? I remember Srila Prabhu had asked us to sponsor, and Srila Prabhu is making us sponsor all of us, all over India. So many books he's been sponsoring, and so many things he's sponsoring. So much of donation, so much of preaching is happening in Northeast.
Hare Krishna
All
Mataji.
these
Thank
things.
you. Thank you. I know you'll go unending. Thank you very much. We love you. We love the wonderful classes you do. Thank you very, very much. I'm also very happy to see Dinanath Vital Prabhu. You want to say something? As long as it's we are dealing the others. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Amrita Mataji, whatever she said, I think it's applicable to so many families who are in Damodardesh in the last 3 decades. Our family was also very blessed to have association with your family, starting from Mahamani Krsna Prabhu and your mother, and of course yourself, Nandamar Prabhu family. So there's no doubt, Prabhu, that it's just like the Suryakanta money that you touch and then it becomes so everything becomes bright. So we are really grateful to have been in touch with you. Pilayama Levenabi, Mahamani Krsna Prabhu used to tell that sloka, and really we experienced that, and we are grateful to you as well as to Guru Maharaj, for having accepted us, and we really your lecture was very inspiring, and we would like to do more for Guru Maharaj and to Srila Prabhupada's movement. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Dinanath Vital Prabhu, Mataji. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Akshay Gausam Prabhu. I know for me it's not too late. For you it's much later, but it's your call. You're the boss today. Over to you.
No, Prabhuji. So it is very, nectarian to hear all those things. So I was just thinking maybe we'll have part 2 as well, second session as well, so that we get to know, more and more from you.
I also see the name of Bhadracharu Prabhu and various other seniors. My obeisances to all of you. Hare Krishna.
So we would like to thank Prabhuji by chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj ki
Jai.
I go to Brahman. Hari Hari.
Hari Hari.
Please don't hesitate if you have any service. in my personal capacity or as Seva committee, don't hesitate to reach us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.